And can you hear me okay? Oh, whoa. It says,
Oh, damn.
Hold on, here we go. About to go live.
What's up?
okay.
About to go live. Did it launch? Where is it? Boom.
We up, we running?
Hey, we finna be. Here we go to the page. And Brotherly Love.
Mike, where's your lid, Mike?
Oh man, he got all the lids. He don't need one.
He got no lid on.
He got them all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We right back at you with another episode of In Brotherly Love. Look, we got a great show for you tonight. A great show. It ain't like all the rest of the shows. We're going to talk about some things that men normally don't talk about. So what I told y'all before was that this is a men's show, but we welcome the ladies to experience the things that we talk about. But we're going to talk about something that men don't normally talk about. And what it is tonight, we're going to talk about brothers, britches, and what else?
And brims, baby.
Brothers, britches, and brims. That's what we talk about tonight. Brothers, britches, and brims. And we got on our brims tonight, okay? Ping! All right, we got on our brims because that's what we're going to talk about this evening. We're going to talk about styling for the black male. We're going to talk about black male fashion. We're going to talk about what we need to know as black men between the ages of 40, 50, 30, whatever it is, what we need to know, what we need to have in our wardrobe in order to get our grown man on, in order to do our thing. So my name is J. Wendell Gordon. I'm the warrior lawyer. You know that, the warrior lawyer, J. Wendell Gordon. I'm a dad, HBCU grad from Morgan State University, the baddest, the boldest, and you know this, and ain't never been another HBCU that can even hold Morgan State University's jock strap, okay? They can't even hold our jock strap. But nonetheless, I'm here with my brothers. I'm from the DMV again. I'm here with my brothers, these two kings, these dynamic, well-dressed, and fine haberdashery, these kings, the Gordon brothers. All right, who got next?
I got next. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for once again joining us on In Brotherly Love. We are right back at you. Here we go. Like my brother Jay Wendell said, yo, we got an exciting show. When we came with this topic, I was even excited just on hearing it. I was like, yo, I'm surprised we haven't done it yet. Actually, nobody's really done it yet. So you are hearing it first with us. We're going to talk about black men's fashion. And look, I'm just getting into it, yo. They got me with the fine brim, man. We got the hats going on. We're going to have the suits going on. We got it all happening for you. And yes, ladies, tune in because next time you see us, it's going to be like that. We're going to be fitted out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. My name is Jeff Gordon. I'm a father. I'm a son. I'm a father, son, uncle, HBCU grad from the Hampton University, the standard of excellence. So now, these two kings right here, these are my brothers. What you got to say, Jason?
The standard of nothing.
They don't let you have nothing, really.
Come on.
It's the baby of the bunch, y'all. It's Jason. That's the voice, Gordon. You know what it is. You know how we do. I'm a graduate of the best HBCU known to man. Always in the top 2, and we ain't number 2. Home of your MVP, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, none other than the Mecca, Howard University. I am an HBCU grad. I'm a husband. I am a father. I'm an uncle. I'm a cousin. I'm a son. And I'm a brother to these two gentlemen right here sitting in this joint with these fly lids. Yo, we've got a banging show for you. My brothers, they got excited. And they told me to reach out to the man of fashion in the state of Maryland, y'all. None other than Michael L. Johnson Jr.
That's what's up.
Hey,
That's
Jason, you forgot this part.
Yeah.
Michael L. the Mad Hatter.
Hey.
Okay. That's who we talking about today. Mike, you got it, brother.
Hey, man, thank y'all so much. It's a pleasure to be on with the three of you. Some of these people don't know who we are, or at least they don't know who I am. But I'm Mike Johnson. It's a pleasure to be on with you. I am also an HBCU grad. I went to University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, class of 93. So I want to send a shout out to the Hawks. I'm also a father, also a dad, all those other kinds of great things as well. Also the owner of JL Michaels Custom Clothiers, which is how we all kind of met, because these gentlemen, all three of them, these three brothers, the Gordon brothers, they're all clients of mine. And you can see they're all fly brothers as well. So again, it's great to be on with you. And what I'm gonna do tonight, because I know you all are working the lids, I'm gonna start off with something and I'm gonna kind of graduate from here and there as we kind of progress through the show. But I'm gonna start it off right because we're talking about fashion, and talking about fashion, black fashion especially, we're in derby season, right? So we just had Pimlico last weekend, and we got a few more derbies coming up. So I said, let me go ahead on and break this one out.
Okay. Come out hard hitting.
This is something you want to wear, brothers. I'm telling you, I'm small brothers, Gordon, brothers, all. This is a piece that you want to own. When I step up into the derby, it's done. It's over with. It's shut down. All people gonna do is point, look, and stare at that point. That's all they can do.
They ain't talking about Shakey's Pizza no more, huh? That derby just ain't for Shakey's Pizza no more, is it?
It ain't. Well, if you don't know, you don't know. That's all that is, right? So we tonight, hopefully we help some folks, right?
Yeah, yeah. So one of the reasons why I wanted to have this show, Mike, and everybody else, is because last week or either the week before, there was a flash mob in Baltimore City. And Mike, I wanted to ask you, were you a part of that?
I wasn't. I was aware of it. I had some work to do on this end, but I'm very familiar with all those gentlemen who put it on, and some of the folks who even participated as well. But we can talk about it. You start.
That's what I want to talk about, and then I want to talk about you. So in Baltimore City, there was a flash mob, and basically it was just a brothers in their well-dressed garments just walking down the street. I mean, just a parade of brothers, clean cut, well-dressed, well manicured in their fine haberdashery, and they just showed off like peacocks down in their fine haberdashery, and they just showed off like one of the major roads in Baltimore. So I was like, you know what? We never really talk about black male fashion. Not too many of us talk about black male fashion, and some of us have to figure it out for ourselves. We don't go to stylists. We don't have people who will assist us in our dress. So I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. And Mike, while we talk about that, I also want to talk about you as a member of the Silver Fox. Tell the ladies and gentlemen what that is.
You gotta talk about that.
Go by. We're gonna talk about that right now. Yeah. Put that on the plate, and then we'll move to the other stuff.
Sure.
Third that up first, because I know a lot of people know about this club. I was like, man, you got a whole situation happening.
Hey, your grandma in the house.
So I am. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So yes, I am a member of the Silver Fox Squad. I'm actually the 10th member, the original 10th member of the group. We've kind of expanded some. So, but I am a member of the group, and what we are is pretty much what we're talking about tonight, right? So the Silver Fox Squad, in a nutshell, we are a group of men, largely between 48 and probably 60. And what we said is we're going to break the ceiling. We're going to break this narrative, or tear this narrative apart, that when you're getting your 40s, your 50s, and 60s, you have this dad bod, you done forgot how to dress, you done just lost your way, you know nothing about fashion. And what we said was, look, as a collective, let's come back around and show the world how black men do it. Let us remember who we can be and who we were. So just because you were flying your 20s and 30s don't mean you can't be flying your 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Word. And so we've all just come together to show you each of our own different styles, but they're all something that someone can relate to in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and so forth and so on. And we've kind of grown this this following, man. It's like a cult-like following, which has been thank you. And I want to say thank you to all those who are watching tonight for following the Silver Fox Squad. Let me just do this. Let me shout out my Silver Fox Squad brothers, Mr. Urban Randall, who is the founder of the group, Titus Unlimited, Mr. Winston Warrior, Mr. Darrell Jones, of course, myself, Mike Johnson, or AKA Mr. Johnson. We also have JP Haney, Mr. Steven Adkins, Laureano Ramos, Tommy Johnson, Kyle Kutcher. Now, Kyle is actually Push. So if you guys are familiar with the skating world, that's Push. Push is actually the gentleman who teaches Usher how to skate. So if you ever seen Usher skating, that's the guy behind Usher doing all these moves and different things like that. And then we got Mr. Scotty Yates out of Arizona. So shout out to all my Silver Fox Squad brothers. But that's what we do, man. We literally have said, let's take our style, let's combine them together, get into this group, and let's just show men how to do it. It's a lot of men out here, especially black men, who, man, in our 20s, we was fly as anything, but something happened between 40, or let's say 35 and 40, something happened where we kind of, you know, we got kids now. We've been drinking all this.
What happened, kids?
We've been drinking beer. We didn't enjoy life. We got resources now. So we trying to let ourselves go a little bit. But what's happening is we couldn't figure out how to come back to, you know, being just that fly dude again. So hopefully, man, you know, what we want to do is inspire, man. But not only that, too. And the one thing we didn't talk about yet, that's a common thread between all of us, is that we're members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, which is the greatest fraternity that ever was. And we need to talk about nothing else after that.
Yeah.
And what we try to do, man, is incorporate some of those principles, just fraternity and principles, to try to help other men as well, right? To kind of mentor them in our way, if you will, right? So as a member of the Silver Fox Squad, I try to make sure that I lean on Kappa as well, bring that to the forefront, to the table, to show people how we do what we do as men. And so, you know, all of these guys kind of do some of their own kind of thing as well. But me personally, that's what I do. That's what I bring to the table for the Silver Fox Squad.
So I can first.
So how did they get the nickname Mr. Steal Your Grandma? Like, where'd that come from? Who messed with my grandmother, man? My grandmother.
Hey, listen, I don't know how that name came up for Herb, but somehow it came up. And so again, talking about Urban just a little bit, he is the founder. He went viral probably about 11 years ago, because you may have seen him. They were showing this guy. He was in his 50s at the time. And he dresses really well. He's the guy dresses very, very, very well. In fact, people sometimes mistake him for me and me for him, because we look a lot alike, except for his beard is a lot more white, or whatever the case is, than mine. But you know, because he dressed so well, people was like, he dresses so well that he could steal your grandma, but he could probably almost steal your niece. He might be able to steal your wife as well, because he was that kind of guy. And here's the other thing too, guys, and I really want to focus on this. The Silver Fox Squad really, 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 as men, especially for Black men, we want to focus on health, right? That's one of our biggest principles, our biggest tenets, because we don't take care of our health as Black men. And so if you see all of us in the Silver Fox Squad, one of the things that we have to do, we have to stay in shape. So you won't see any of us with guts. You won't see any of us out of shape, none of those kinds of things. If you do, you'll find yourself outside the group. So that's a big thing for us, not just looking good physically, but also to maintaining our health and all the rest of that kind of good stuff as well.
Okay.
Hey,
So,
look,
go ahead.
I gotta give Mike credit, man, because I was watching some of them videos and I was like, man, I started looking down, started feeling around. I was like, young, okay. And look, these cats, man, they got the gray beards. I was like, man, I gotta tighten this thing up, man. I started changing my eating habits with the exception of Wednesdays. Wednesdays is my day.
Okay. That's the cheat day.
Yeah, that's one of my cheat days. But for the most of the week, I'm back on salads and salmon.
Yeah. And also, since you just said it, Jason, that's one of the other things. People most know us for our beards, right? Because all of us have beards. They're either all gray, all white, silver. And another big thing we try to make sure that we express to men is, listen, as you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, embrace all that. Don't run away from being older. Run towards it. You see a lot of dudes, man, they use the Beijing and all this.
They going Beijing crazy. They got the hair fibers and everything going on in the jump.
Pencil.
I know Jay Wendell and Jeff is crazy, because it's not like we don't know that your hair is not Black.
Right.
You 50-something years old and you can see the green part up here, you can see the white part up here, and the rest of this. Like, man, stop it, man. Save yourself some money, let the Beijing go. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the thing, right? And none of us really knew that this was gonna take off like this, but there's a major attraction now for beards. Like, if you don't have a beard, you almost don't have anything, or goatee or something to that sort. And if it is in gray or white, you know, I hear women say all the time, I love to see men with gray and white beards. You never really hear women talk about the dude with all Black hair anymore, because that's kind of passe, especially for us. We older. I'm 52 years old.
Well, you know, that's true. But then I did hear one little criticism about the beard. That one lady was like, well, yeah, I don't really like guys with beard, because shit, you don't never know what's up in that joint. That thing might get up in your system when he doing some work. Get up in your system and cause some problems, cause a pH imbalance or something. So I did hear that. But I tell you what, even as a lawyer, I'm gonna tell you.
Why you take yours off?
I'm gonna tell you this. Nah.
Oh Lord.
No,
the Remy's in the system.
Hear me out. Even as a lawyer, when I pick my juries, and I've told people this many times before, I don't trust a Black man with no facial hair.
Absolutely.
And I won't pick a Black man with no face. You got to have a mustache, beard, shadow, or something. You got to have something, because if you don't have facial hair, I feel like you're an assimilated black person who would go along and get along. Because your facial hair is part of your natural black attribute, I believe. I believe that black men should have facial hair. And those who are solid black men, all the ones that I know, and I'm sure there's exceptions to every rule, but all the ones that I'm familiar with have facial hair. So it's important to me, that's the thing we got in common. I think that's at least a start to determine whether or not we're in this culture together.
Hey, look, one of our viewers said, "Don't mess with your beards, fellas." That was a comment in Facebook. But yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, right now, man, somebody. I did a podcast with one of my clients. He owns a barbershop, and he was saying to me, or explaining rather, that the beard is the equalizer now. It's like the new six-pack. It's that thing that kind of before, if you didn't have it, it wasn't no big deal. But now it's almost a mandate. And we laughed and joked because the beard has literally saved a lot of black men's lives. And I'm not gonna really call out too many, but I'm gonna call out James Harden. Have y'all ever seen James Harden without a beard?
Hey, oh my God, young. Hey, oh my God,
man. He owed a Silver Fox Squad some money. Because without a beard, that dude would not be nothing. I'm telling you, man. So the beard has saved his life, and many others as well. But it's a great attribute, man. It's a great thing to have. Unfortunately, not everybody can grow a beard, but it's a great thing to have.
See, that's the problem with mine. I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. When I try to grow a beard, my shit come in like Grady from Sanford and Son. I don't fuck with it. I do a shadow because I think the shadow captures me nicely. But ladies, we got some ladies in our virtual studio audience. They got a lot of guts to be up in there. So come on in here. We got Courtney.
Y'all got to show yourselves. You're going to come up in here. You got to show
your face.
Don't let them want to film one show this time.
How do y'all feel about men with beards? I'm interested in knowing. We doing all the talking like we know what y'all really think. Why don't you tell us what y'all think?
Uh-oh.
Where they at? Ain't nobody showing up. Ain't
nobody showing up.
Y'all can unmute. You can unmute. You don't have to. You don't have to show up, but you can unmute. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Let's keep going.
Yep. Keep the party going.
So just jumping into it though. So because we talking about, I mean, you guys brought me on to talk about fashion, and a beard actually, I tell people this, it's actually an accessory, right? When you think about clothing, when you think about fashion, everything from head to toe, man, is an accessory of some point, and you ought to use it in that way. And so a beard to me it fits right into that category. You got a beard, mustache. Jay, what did you just said it like you figured out how to kind of, because you can't grow a beard.
Mine look like a bunch of spiders on your face and shit. I try to grow mine, it'd be a bunch of spiders with fists on their face, just everywhere.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I got peas. You know what I mean? I got the peas. I got the original man. So mine don't grow right.
Yeah, no, don't do that. But clothes, man, that's for real. If we talking about it for black people in general, man, for as long as I can remember, probably for centuries long, man, fashion and black people, especially black men, go hand in hand, because in slavery, we didn't have a way to kind of show who we were and our own kind of style, whatever. But when we went to church, this is why church is the way it is. And Jason, you know this, it's a damn fashion show, right? Because it was the only
used to be a fashion show. Now you wear whatever the hell you want to wear to church.
And that, you know what? That's true. So let's take it back maybe 10 years. About 10 years ago, you wouldn't dare step into church without your finest things. Now, I'm just saying all this. I'm from DC proper. I'm from Southeast DC. I grew up somewhat in Maryland as well. When I first joined church, I joined Ebenezer AME Church. Shout out to Ebenezer AME Church for Washington, Maryland. That's where I was a member at for some 13 years. And if you went to Ebenezer, I promise you, this was in 1993. So this was at the height of when Ebenezer was becoming Ebenezer of what it used to be. If you didn't come in there right, let me tell you something. You probably would literally come in, see how people would dress, leave, and come back the next week after you got your stuff together. Yeah. Because it was that way. And
but let me say this. You were welcome at the church. They accepted you as you are. So I don't want that. I don't want y'all disparaging my black church down there, Ebenezer AME.
No, Jay, you're right.
Great church. They allowed you to come however you came in, that's how you came out. But that's okay, true. But you would look around and you would like, okay, maybe I need to do a little better next time. When you don't get it,
yeah. And that's the honest God too.
Kind of way.
Yeah. But here's the deal. That's the same way. I mean, any black church, any black church, 11 o'clock a.m., it's the same thing. I don't care where you go from city to city, state to state, pretty much all the same. I said all to say this, black men have always taken pride in how they look, period, right? As black men, we just do. That's just who we are. It's something we were born with. It's innate, all that kind of stuff. And so I think it's critically important because I understand what the power of your dress and how you look presents. Like Jay Wonder, you said it. You don't trust a dude that doesn't have facial hair. Well, you know, when you see people in general,
black dude that is
a black dude that is
very discriminating. White dudes, they don't come with facial hair too much.
Yeah, that's true. But they don't dress well.
In fact, I don't trust the ones with
either.
a whole bunch of facial hair.
Yeah, but they don't dress well either too. So, and that's no knock against most white guys. I'm just saying, compared to black guys, we care a little bit more. I believe
it is what it is.
It is. But the whole thing of it is, I realize that when you dress better, you get better opportunities. That's the honest to God truth. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you believe, what you say. It's easy. The proof is in the pudding. If you're wearing a sweatsuit walking down the street, you probably wouldn't get as good a service as you would if you were walking down the street in a suit. If you were on a plane and you're wearing a sweatsuit, if you're on a plane wearing a suit, I promise you'll get better service. You walk in a restaurant with a sweatsuit, you working there with a suit on, I promise you're gonna get better service with a suit on. All of this stuff matters. So if you're a gentleman watching us tonight, especially for the younger gentlemen, I really want to say this, man, invest in your wardrobe, which is an extension of yourself. So make sure when you're buying stuff, I know the Jordans are cool. I know the $300 shoes are cool, the Balenciagas, you know, all this, the Gucci's and all the rest of that stuff. But you need to also invest in a nice suit, a nice shirt, tie, and shoes, all that kind of stuff, because at some point in your life, you're going to need all those. So let me just do this one thing. I'm going to do a shameless plug. I own JL Michaels Custom Clothiers. That's what I do. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. This is my passion of everything I've done in my entire life. I love to see black men dress well, and I love to suit black men. Man, that's just what I love to do. So if you need custom clothing, which is basically what I'm talking about at this moment, we can take care of you. But just dressing and you know, in general, we can take care as well. But custom clothing is primarily what we do. What are you gonna say, Jason?
So Mike, you got clothing for the for younger kids. Like if I want to bring my son down there and fit him out, you be able to take care of that, or because he's like 15.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The age range.
So here's the deal. At my store, what we do is we do primarily custom. So I don't have anything off the rack. We would literally custom design and make something for you too, Jeff, you and your son, or just your son, whichever the case might be. That's what we primarily do, is custom clothing. So whether it be, and you probably seen all the stuff I'm gonna talk about now, you've seen me online wearing it, whether it's custom coat, like you might have seen me in the red coat. So,
yeah, that thing was fly. He was coming up the escalator. I gotta give you credit on that one. That was
I appreciate that. Yeah. So that's a coat that I designed for myself. That's one of our pieces. Suit, shirt. Every time you see me in an ad, a commercial, whatever the case is, online, on TV, whatever, I'm wearing something I made, whether it be a suit, a shirt, a tie, and at this point, shoes as well, because now I'm trying to make sure I go head to toe with everything JL Michaels. And I style myself too. So that's another thing I want to talk about at some point tonight, is styling, image consulting, because Jay Wonder, you talked about the styling piece as well, because we do all that. All these things are important. Sometimes you don't know how to put stuff together. You know what you like, but you just don't know how to put it together. And you come see a person like me, we'll take it all. You don't have to know anything, and we'll get you all suited, booted, taken care of.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because that brings us to the next topic. Like, many of us never think about hiring a stylist, and you know, we figure we'll muscle our way through it. We'll push our way through, figure out what we like and what we don't like. Like, when do you make that decision? How much money do you have to make to actually afford a stylist? Like, when do I say, you know what, I'm ready for a stylist now? I'm not on TV. I'm just going to work every day. I like to wear a suit here and there, and I like to go out and party sometimes. But when do I decide that, you know what, I need me a stylist to help me put this outfit together?
Man, that's a great question. So this is what I would do, and this is how I would answer your question. And unfortunately, I'm gonna answer it with a question. And this is what I do with all my clients. This is when you know you need a stylist. Are you trying to get a major promotion at your job? Are you trying to close a major deal? Are you trying to get this woman that you've been pursuing forever? Are you just trying to make some major moves in your life and you're uncertain about why you haven't been able to close these deals or move forward to the next step? Part of that has to do with your image. Part of that has to do with your style. If you're at that place right now and you're still struggling with that, you can't figure out why you haven't been able to do it, you should probably consider going to a stylist. because the stylist will help you put all these things together to create this presentation to help you land that deal, right? It's a great feeling knowing, I know when you go to court, because I'm going to use you for example, you got on a pinstripe suit, a white shirt, a dark tie, nice, clean, shiny shoes.
You on
Mute,
mute,
Mike.
muted yourself.
You mute yourself, Mike.
Mike, you hit
Nothing
mute.
like, I'm sorry about that. It's nothing like walking into a court and you come in like that, because people are looking at you and they expect you to come in a certain way. And I'm setting the expectation that I'm the dude that you want to pay attention to. I'm getting ready to shut this thing down. I'm the one telling the truth. I'm your lawyer. I'm the dude you're going to want to come see.
That's the warrior lawyer.
That's the presentation.
That's 1,000%. That's 1,000% true, because when I step in the room, first of all, I'm tall. I'm 6'2", and you know, I try to have my suits custom made. You know what I mean? I did buy a couple of them off the rack that look pretty good on as well. And you know, and then I got to compete with those younger lawyers who may not be as experienced as I am. But they wear a nice suit and they got some nice shoes on. So that's what really keeps me at the top of my game. Because I got these young cats coming out of law school looking cleaner than a chitlin. You know what I mean? And so I gotta compete with all that. And so people, you know, your appearance has a lot to do with your success as a lawyer, I can say.
Hold on, Jay Windy.
Let me want that lawyer with the dusty.
Let me jump in real quick, because you just said something that's monumental. You are in competition. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you're a doctor, a senator. I don't care if you're a metro bus driver. I don't care who you are. You'll always have competition. And if you ever want to put yourself above the competition, I promise you this one thing, do this. I promise you, it'll put you at the top. Change how you dress. When this is, and I don't want to big myself up, but this is how I operate. This is how I think. Whenever I go somewhere, and Jason, you said this coming on about Howard versus Hampton. I like number 2 as a number. Personally, it's a cool number, but I can't be number 2 when I walk into a place. That just doesn't work. I promise you.
That's why you go into
Howard can.
Yeah,
Howard is good for number 2.
Yeah.
Howard's good for number 2.
In fact, they make you want a number 2. That's why they need to go to Morgan.
But when I walk into a place, I purposely, I want to make sure you see me, that I'm going to be noticed. You're going to want to know who I am and what I do and all that I bring to the table. I promise you, you will. That's how I come in when I come into a room. I don't mess around. I have this thing in my mind. And I think as a Kappa too, I think all of us have this because we're very competitive people in this sense as well. When you step into a room, achievement, right? I'm leading in that fashion, period. That's just how I'm doing it. I'm not going to do it any other. I don't even know another way, honestly, at this point to do it. But I promise you, your dress, how you look, your appearance from head to toe, it will literally shift everything. It'll change. If you want to just change your whole trajectory in life, change how you look, change how you dress. I promise you, people will receive you completely different.
And look, and I'm not trying to big up Mike too, you know, because Mike he garners the accolades himself. But the first time I walked in that joint, and I walked into his shop, and I pulled me a brim. Mike put me, I think that's the brim up in the back too, the black solid wide brim joint.
Oh yeah, right here.
Hey, look, man, I put that joint on. It felt different. You know what I'm saying? And then
you felt like the grandfather.
Hey, bro, let me tell you, that thing felt different. And so from that moment, I started getting compliments on it. Mike put me on the 2 hats. He put me onto that wide brim joint, and then it was a camo joint.
I knew you was going to say that one.
And that wool camo joint, it changes like the proper attire, the proper brim. It changed like my whole swag. I was like, dang, I got to get my swag back to the way I felt when I was in my 20s, Joe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. The camo joint that Mike put me
thing you got going on. That's that grown man thing. That's,
hey,
you know what I mean?
but then Mike put me onto that camo joint, and I wore it out on a date with my wife, and the maitre d' stopped me and wanted to talk to me at the table for like 5 minutes just about my hat. And I'm like, you know, I kind of tried to shoo him away, like, thank you, thank you. Okay, this is weird. Thank you, But there's something about a brim when you rocking it. And then honestly, Mike, if you go to the shop and he'll give you like the spiel on hats and the whole 9, how you should wear it, finding your style, things like that. Once you find it, I'm telling you, it's addictive, bruh. It's absolutely addictive.
Hey, look, I can truly
more than one.
truly attest to that out. Hey man, if you know me, hats are not my thing. I'm just dude got this. I may wear a suit every now and again. Hey, I go to Jose Banks and I'd be happy. But man, I went into his shop, man. They sat down, they talked me through it. I spent a little time. I was uncomfortable. I was like, but hey, this is a moment to stretch. Yo, they gave me a hat. I wore that thing out, man. Oh my goodness. And the way I felt, ladies,
That boy like fish in the barrel.
You got to get your young men down there. You got to get them interested in this. You got to get them to understand. All you ladies with sons, all you fellas out there with sons, y'all got to get your sons into their wardrobe. As a business owner, don't think that I don't look at how your kid walks into my office for an interview. I'm actually looking at how they dress. And that's before they even say a word out of their mouth. I have to determine whether this person is going to present the company well to my clients. You coming in wearing whatever, I can't stop you from wearing it. But I do have to make a decision when you do come in like that. So you got to be careful as to how that goes down. I can't stop you from wearing it. You're absolutely entitled to wear whatever, but I have to make the best decision.
No, they're not entitled to wear whatever in your office.
No, they're not entitled to wear whatever, but I mean, I can't stop them from coming in the office however they decide to come in. So I'm saying, get your young men, prepare them now so they're used to it. So when they do come into the office, they already have this understanding. If you came in with your suit, if you came in fashionably dressed, and I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, okay, at least this guy, he definitely takes note of his appearance. Whether it's maybe he's overdressed for the job, I take note of that. I'm saying, okay, he takes note of his appearance. He really wants to put his best foot forward. That's what I'm thinking. All right. So, whether he does it or not, we've gotten past that point. So I am paying attention to who comes in the office. I'm paying attention who comes in for interviews. So yeah, so when I've had people come in the office, man, they came in jeans. They came in jeans and a shirt. And it was really no explanation behind it other than they came in jeans and a shirt.
And they didn't get a job.
Well, yeah, maybe they did. But check this out, Mike. We talking about fashion and we talked a lot about the lid, and the lid is very important to the wardrobe. But like, what are the must-haves in a man's closet, especially between the ages of 30 and 50, 30 and 70? Like, what items should we have? Now, me being a lawyer, I got the blues, blacks, the browns, the grays, the pinstripes. I got all that. But what are the basic items that a basic gentleman that is, should have in his closet?
That's a great question. And I'm actually going to back it up to, I'm going to say 18. I'm going to say 18 up, right? Because at 18, you're going to college. Okay. You're probably getting an internship somewhere. You're going to need a great suit. Jeff, you just talked about this. You're going to want to interview somewhere, interview well. And so you said it. There's a couple pieces, right? Every man should probably own at least one blue suit, one black suit, one gray suit. That's simple. Just those 3 suits right there. Get some white shirts in there. Get you probably 3 white shirts, 2 blue shirts. Get you some dark ties, some straight ties, some solid ties. This is one thing that's a pet peeve of mine. Listen, gentlemen, if you're gonna wear a belt and shoes, make sure the belt is the same color as your shoes. Don't wear a red belt with a black pair of shoes or vice versa. Don't, Mike. Please make sure that it matches.
Like rub it wrong.
That's just crazy. That's an easy thing. Also, too, same thing with shoes. Get you a black pair. I'm gonna say this is just a starter kit. Get you a black pair of shoes. Get you a blue pair of shoes. Whether it be loafers, lace-ups, whatever the case is, get those things. Have all that stuff in your closet. Now, most people say, man, Mike, I can't afford that. Well, I just ask simple questions. Do you own Balenciaga? Do you own Gucci? Do you own Hermes? Do you own any of these things? Because if you do, you can afford everything that I just said. You may need to stop buying more of those things and start investing in some others, which again, all of this, when you start to do it, it's an investment, right? But I promise you the investment pays huge dividends. This is how, let me just tell you, this is how I've gotten into the Silver Fox Squad. They noticed me because of how I dressed. That's all of us for the most part because of how I look. And then those turned into a whole bunch of other opportunities. So again, it pays off. I promise you it will. It might not pay off tomorrow. And then again, it may pay off tomorrow because you don't never know who you're going to meet. I meet people all the time. And usually somebody's asking me about what type of hat I have on, what kind of shoes, something that I'm wearing, somebody's asking me about. So I know, investing in your wardrobe makes a huge, huge difference. But back to your question, Jay Wendell, just those 3 things. Get you a blue suit, a gray suit, black suit, get you at least 3 white shirts, get you at least 2 blue shirts, get you a blue pair of shoes, get you a black pair of shoes. That's a great starter kit right there. And then when you become advanced and you want to do some other things, come see me. I'll teach you how to work the stripes in, how to work the striped shirt with the striped tie. And let me just say this, if you're just starting, don't go fancy. Don't try to go color blocking. Don't go try to do what somebody who was on TV was doing. Go simple. Keep it simple, Kiss. Keep it simple. Keep it, in fact, very simple, because the simpler, the better, right? Until you learn how to master those other areas, don't try to do it. Just go simple. And I promise you, just having on a suit, a shirt, and a tie is a great look to start.
Hey, Mike. So one of my brothers, he's mastered blue, black.
Oh, damn, really?
And I think
Don't hate on me, man.
You know what I'm saying? And as a brother, a dark-skinned brother with a nice chocolate skin tone, what are some colors that he can do to advance his color, his palette? Because right now his palette is just like simple.
Look, let his ass wear yellow so he can look like a big ass cheeseburger.
He just said keep it simple.
But you've already mastered simple. Let's upgrade there, brother.
Right. So I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. When you just said it, like, to me, when I think about colors, and you gotta remember, because I'm in, entertainment, I'm in fashion, whatever, I wear every color under the sun. And I've heard people say this, and to me, it's a mistake to say it. Some people say you cannot, if you're a dark-skinned dude, you can't wear certain colors. If you're a light-skinned dude, you can't wear certain colors. All of that is a fallacy. Here's what the problem is. People just don't know how to put it together. Sometimes you'll see people walking down the street with a over or an exorbitant amount of a certain color on them, and it makes them look crazy. So I would probably not put you, the three of you, in like an all yellow, because you'll be looking crazy. But
like
I can certainly put you on a yellow. I can put you on a yellow tie with a yellow pocket square with a white shirt, and do some other freaky kind of crazy things, and you will come out straight. I can also, because Jay Wendell, I think you and Jason are probably prone to this. I can put both of you in a pair of yellow trousers with probably like a plaid jacket with a white shirt for a summertime look, and y'all would kill it. I can put you in a yellow jacket with a pair of pants, and both of you, all three of you would kill it. I know it's just a matter of knowing how to do something. Like, for instance, I'm gonna use you again, Jay Wendell, because you're the attorney. Listen, I would never try to go in a courtroom and try to finesse a court. I have no knowledge, no skill of how to do that. And I'm sure you would suggest to a young lawyer, look, young buck, when you come in here, don't try all the fancy stuff at first. You just got out of school. Stick to the basics. Stick to the basics. Win a case first. After you got a couple under your belt,
then you can wear what you want.
Right, win one.
You can wear what you want. Because there's this lawyer, he's an older cat up in Baltimore, and I'll give him a plug, William Bowie. William Bowie be wearing some suits, bro. William Bowie got a suit for every color in the rainbow. And I'm telling you, he will wear shoes to match. I'm telling you. And he don't give a pup, and they love him out there. You know what I mean? So,
but he's got years of experience, right? Like he's
got years of experience. And then you got to also know your audience. Like if I'm in, I don't know, if I'm in Wycomico County, I'm going conservative. You know what I mean? But if I'm in Baltimore City, I want to look kind of flashy. So I'm gonna put on that pinstripes, and flashy is a pinstripe suit. You know what I mean? In the lawyer category. And occasionally we could wear a plaid, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? A plaid colored suit. And that works too. But that's when you you really got to be about it. You really got to be confident in what you're doing. And
that's the other thing too. And so that's you guys talked about, one of the things that I try to do when people come see me is to create an experience. The first thing I know for Black men that I have to do, I've never shared this before. This is the first time I'm sharing it with anybody that's on you guys' show. The first thing I do is I try to understand who I'm working with when they come into my doors. Especially as a Black man, we can be very sensitive about how we look. So you can't challenge a Black man on how he looks with what he's wearing. You got to be very subtle. You got to be very kind. You got to be very diplomatic about what you're going to say. Because if I know I'm trying to help you improve your image, then there's certain baby steps I got to take. Because we already think we the shit when we first. I hope I can say that. Excuse me, I mean.
This ain't a family show.
Okay, so I forgive me for everybody who was offended, but we already think that. So I have to be very careful about how I approach it. And I know for myself, when a client comes in, they need probably more work than they think they need, right? And it's my job to kind of make them feel very comfortable enough for me to talk to them and be straight with them about how they look so I can take them to the next level.
So that's why
Because
you got all that liquor up in your office, huh?
Well, you know, hey, it depends on who's coming through.
It's the experience, baby. It's the experience.
Look, he said, you heard what he said. He said it depends on who's coming through. So the low-level clients, they ain't getting the liquor. They just gonna get some Playboy pinups.
They get a bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
It's about the experience.
You got to be willing to drop a couple thousand before you get some of that brown stuff.
Hey, listen.
Hey, look.
And so too, because since you just said that, now people ask the question, how much you expect to spend? Well, I mean, that's a relative question. What do you want to do? Tell me how far you want to go, and then we can create a budget around that and take you to where you want to be. If you just, you know, you want to get a suit, a basic suit, shirt, tie, that kind of thing, I mean, you could be anywhere, and I'll just throw some numbers at you. You know, on the lower end, you got, for me, you got to expect to spend about $1,600, $1,700 on the lower end. And then it goes up from there. Now, by saying all that, some people will probably, you know, the hairs on their neck are standing up right now because it's like 16.
My neck is standing up right now.
Come on, man. Stop.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna front. I ain't spending no $1,600, $1,700 on no suit.
But let me tell you what you're gonna get when you spend that. So first of all, when you
go get a $1,600 or $1,700 suit that hang in your closet, you can wear it once, maybe twice a month. That's what you're gonna get.
So Jay Wendell. All right, let's set the table. If I come to see you, how much should I expect to spend if I come to see you?
A reasonable price. I ain't hitting nobody in the head for no suit.
Yeah.
Jay Wendell, what that hourly rate looking like, brother?
Yeah. Hey, Jay Wendell, don't worry about it. You ain't even got to say what it is. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Look, let me, one thing I want people to know about me, Jay Wendell Gordon. I don't know about the rest of the lawyers.
Okay.
You can afford me. That's what you need to know about me. Don't think that I'm so high that you can't afford me. You can afford me.
This has been a commercial for Jay Wendell Gordon.
Thank you, Jason. I was just getting ready to say that. So
we'll have a talk about it, but I'm not going to make my prices so high that it's cost prohibitive. I can't stay in business that way. I like to serve people.
So here we go. So when you come see me, you come to my space, I've set my space up in such a way where I make it extremely comfortable. It's very nice. And of course, none of this was done for free. And I got to pay somebody to stay here every single month. I have people tailors who work for me that I have to pay to actually do this stuff. I have vendors who go source things for me. So all these things, you know, they play a part in the price. But the biggest thing, when you come see me, I promise you the experience that you have and the goods that you get when you leave, I'm gonna change your whole entire.
They got some naked bitches in there. I mean, what's going on there?
What you done sipped on, boy? You done had
what they got in there? I want to know. You keep talking about the experience shit.
Hey, look, hey.
I mean, what's going on?
Hey, look, I'm about. I want to know. Shit. Let me buy. I can actually attest to that. Like I said, the first time
I bought from Mr. Johnson. So
yeah.
I haven't bought no suit from him, but I definitely bought hats from him, and I'm very pleased with my purchase. It was a great experience. I think I did get to drink a bottle of water when I was there, so I had a good time. You know, I'm going back. You know, again and again and again. Okay.
Then the next time you come back, we'll offer you a little something else.
Hey, look. Once you start to offer him something,
you can offer him some, but he ain't offering you no discount. I don't care how many hats.
Oh no. We'll listen.
Yeah,
listen. When you
buy 10 hats, you're gonna pay full price for all 10 of them motherfuckers, man. I ain't lying.
That's not. I haven't.
I don't agree with that because I bought her 2 hats and I felt like I got a discount. So
yeah, I was good.
I enjoyed the hat. So hey, do what you do. What you do.
Yeah.
Look, I took care of Jay Wendell, by the way.
Huh?
I took care of all of Gordon, and I took care.
You did. You absolutely did.
And the people I put on.
He ain't lying. Look, I got another one. I got another one right here. Boom. This is my signature joint. Boom.
And I'm coming back.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for that.
This is a Michael Johnson hat. Y'all need to cop this joint. This joint, you can just like what?
That joint is fire. That's my favorite hat right there.
Look, this is the one that you picked out for me. He styled me in this hat.
And it was hard for you to get it. I'm like, what's going on? Why are you so scared to get this hat? That joint is fire.
Man, that's because I got a big head, man. Not all sizes fit. It ain't one size fit all, man. So
I know, but look at how the joint fits you though.
Look at that joint.
And tell me you ain't got a ton of compliments on
it. Because I mean, truth be told, there's a couple of things going on. Like this summer, it was a viral post. And I mean, it's funny. Don't get me wrong. It was a funny post. I even reposted it myself, talking about it's a hoochie daddy season. And fellas, keep your beards up. You know what I'm saying? If you got the shorts, you know, don't be afraid to let a little bit of your thigh show in the short. You know what I'm saying? So what should we? How we gonna turn this? How we gonna do it this summer, Mike? How we doing it this summer, man?
Talk to him, Mike. Hey, Mike. I ain't trying to see no jokers walk around here with no coochie cutters on now.
Nah, so listen.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So here's the deal, man. You know, for us, we don't get in. We not on the coochie cutter end of the stick.
Right.
We leave that to other folks.
Right.
But expect to see that though. I'm just saying, expect to see it. But for us this summer, man, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like some of the pajama set stuff that people are wearing now.
I'm seeing that.
Those kinds of things. You're going to see a lot of yachting outfits where you see like the different multiple color shirts and shorts, some of them to match, all that kind of good stuff. And of course, man, for us, we in PG County, DC, the DMV, you know, for us, man, linen never goes out of style. It's just different types of shirts, different types of shorts, you know, trousers, all that kind of stuff. But all of those things are going to be, and you're going to see a whole lot though of the bedroom stuff, the pajama stuff, because it's hot right now in the linens and the silks and the satins, all that kind of stuff. Real easy. And you know what else is going to be big? Kimonos. Are you guys familiar with kimonos, like the shorter style kimonos?
So I've seen some.
Come on the road.
Yeah. Kimono style shirts. So I was going to ask you about that because I've seen a lot of those because I'm trying to get myself ready for vacation. You know what I'm saying? And I saw the kimono style shirt and I was like, I got to get back in the gym, baby. I got to be in the gym. Got to be in the gym.
But hold on for a second. Let's put this all in proper perspective. You're gonna need to be in the gym for all this stuff. If you ain't been in the gym yet, don't take your shirt off. You know, keep your t-shirts on. Don't make them super duper tight. Keep them nice and loose. Because it's some of us, man. We COVID did a little something to us.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to back up off the tight shirts for right now until we can get it together. Because it don't look good with your stomach popping out, your titties hanging out. It don't look good. And I'm talking about men. I'm not talking about women now. So, we gotta be real careful with this, man. It's gonna be real tricky. And by the way, can I say this?
Go ahead.
One of the things that I try to do with men as well, make sure you handle yourself manicures and pedicures.
I ain't doing it.
He touched on a sensitive subject.
I ain't doing it.
Listen,
Jay Wendell does not want a pedicure to save his life, yo.
Hear me, man. Hear me. Nobody wants to deal with talent. All right. Nobody wants to have jacked up feet, corns, bunions, ashy ass feet.
Take care of your own feet.
No, man. No. Hey, if the people knew that the people's lawyer, the lawyer had messed up feet, that could mess up business.
I can't imagine anybody's choosing a lawyer because of his feet. I just don't. Maybe his shoes, but not his feet. I ain't buying that. I ain't getting my nails done. Somebody ain't got no nail salon over there anyway. I don't even know why you pushing that.
Somebody in the comments.
What'd he say?
I got one coming.
Nah, you into that metrosexual. See, we ain't metrosexuals around here.
Listen, man.
We're gonna keep it
look,
we're gonna
the comment section is on.
You already got us wearing pajamas out there in the summertime. I ain't even really with all that. I gotta have some jeans on under my shirt or a nice short or something, you know.
Hey, the women light you up
first into all this stuff.
They light you up. They light you up, Jay Wendell.
Hey, Jay Wendell,
get your feet done.
Man, we done had this feet discussion before.
Oh yeah,
I pick of my feet.
Y'all gotta bring me back for it.
You
gotta bring me back for this because I'm gonna tell you right now, manicures and pedicures are important. Hey, Jay Wendell, check this out.
Yeah.
If I'd have known we were gonna be talking about pedicures and all this kind of stuff.
You started talking about that. I ain't know nothing about no pedicures.
Jay Wendell would have avoided that like the plague.
Hey, listen, to all of the men listening to me under the sound of my voice, I've discovered a tool that you can use every day that keeps your feet so smooth. I'm talking about extra butter crisp smooth. I'm talking unimaginably smooth.
The pumice stone.
It's like if you go to, I hate to plug stuff and I get paid for it, but I'm gonna do it because I'm so prone to not doing this now. But if you go to Walmart has this product. It's called a foot shovel. FOOTSHOV.
I ain't messing with nothing called a foot shovel.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Hold tight. Learn something.
I'm about to improve your
Learn
game.
something.
I know you do good, but I'm about to improve your dating life. Check this out. The
Uh-oh.
foot shovel, literally, you put your foot in this shovel, and what it does on all the sides around it, even on the back of it, it has this material that scrapes off the dead skin. So you literally just put your foot in it and rub your foot against it, and you don't even have to do much. And all you do is you just turn your foot ever so slightly all the way around 180 degrees until you get all of the skin, the dirt. I'm telling you, absolutely fantastic. I use it every day in the shower. Your feet are absolutely amazing.
Hey,
I
promise you.
You say that with that Walmart?
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
it's
do
at
it.
Walmart. It's
hey,
called
look,
a foot shovel.
I
your
ain't gonna
birthday,
do
what
it.
I'm gonna
your
do,
birthday coming up.
I ain't
Hey,
gonna
look.
do it.
You
Don't
gonna
buy
get
it for me. I don't want it. If you buy it for me, I'm gonna trade it in for a fifth
Hey,
of Jack
hey, look.
Daniels.
We gonna buy it for you. We just gonna let it sit there.
I ain't gonna do it.
You gonna get there. You'll get there.
Look,
I'm
why
telling
we
you,
look why we so concerned about
Look,
nobody sees your feet.
Your
Hey,
feet
well,
ugly, bro. Your feet ugly.
I mean, you talking health wise though, you know, people got really, you got really.
Y'all been using this health excuse too much. You're going too far.
No. I'm
You
dead.
about to make health. You about to lose all the credibility about looking for somebody with good health.
that's the
No,
reason.
You're going too far with that.
No,
You don't have to show your.
There's
If
a
you got
doctor.
bad feet.
There's actually a
Fix your
form of
feet.
medicine that is devoted to your feet. Podiatry.
Absolutely.
That is a form of medicine. That's because
And
it
I
does
got
affect
a
your
friend
health.
of mine who does. She has her
Podiatrist
own
ain't no
practice.
real
She
doctor.
does well. She does really well. Anyway, I ain't gonna talk about this
Right.
subject too much. Hey, Jay Wendell. So this is for everyone. I do consultations as well on image
But you looking at
consulting
Joker's
style.
feet, you checking Joker's feet and criticizing. You just trying to break a broken way down. He break you way
listen,
down.
Listen,
Hey, just hold tight, Jay Wendell. Hold tight. Hold tight.
You break your spirit and then build you.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
So for a second. So one of the things, man, I try to do, if a person comes to me and say, Mike, man, I'm struggling. I'm trying to just get my whole image together, head to toe. We got to deal with the feet as well, right? Because I know in the summer and springtime, if you're going to the beaches, if you're wearing sandals, if you're wearing any shoes where your feet are out or your feet have to be out, of course you want to be comfortable. I know people, and this just doesn't apply to Jay Wendell, but I know dudes who won't go to certain places because they don't want to take their shoes off. Why? Because their feet stink. Because I'm being serious now. Because they don't take care of their feet, right? So their feet got that crust and that ash, and you get all this stuff built up in it. And you have, especially if you got diabetes, you can't be messing around with your feet like this. You got to take very good care of your feet. Just in general, you should do these things. But if you can't even go to a place because you're so afraid, you panic when they say, hey, when you go to somebody's house, bro, we're going to need you to take your shoes off and you don't have no socks on. You light up somebody's house or you decline the invitation. You just like, you know what? Listen, I got something I got to do over here, blah, 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 because my feet, whatever. And I'm saying it's an easy fix to that. You don't have to walk around with your feet like that, jacked up, messed up, or whatever the case is. Black, you don't take care of your toenails. You got nubs, you got all this stuff. All these things can be taken care of. I'm talking on a serious note now. All these things can be taken care of. I have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. She's a podiatrist in DC. Her name is Dr. Labrina Bryant. Shout out to Dr. Labrina Bryant. She owns DC Podiatry. I'm going to bring her on my show to talk about this with men because a lot of men don't take care of their feet and then it causes other health problems. So it's not just a vanity thing. It's not just having your feet look good or whatever the case is, but it's also it's some health implications there as well. And I'm being dead serious right now.
Yeah. Hey, Mike. So now we brought you on brothers, britches, and brims. We've talked about the brims. Now let's talk about the britches, the pants. How should the pants fit? How should they look? Things of that nature. Because like now we're in the ankle out. We're in the ankle out movement with the low profile socks, with either the loafers or even the mule shoes or even the sneaker. Like, what should pant length look like? What should that look like in terms of fashion? Jay, you can unmute. You're out of timeout now.
Yeah. So again, all of this stuff is relative, right? And it's personal preference. So for me, as you've seen me in pictures, I don't wear anything that touches my ankles for the most part, right? I like mine shorter, cropped, probably about an inch higher than my shoe. I half inch to an inch higher than my shoe. Now I know for a fact this doesn't work for everybody, right? Some people still like the wider leg pant. So when we talk about the wide legs, you have some people still wear the Steve Harveys. That's passe. If you're still wearing Steve Harvey wide leg, bell leg, that's kind of passe. And I say that in a sense that, you know, if you're going to business meetings or you're going to different places, it's going to make you look odd to come in with something like that. You're going to look like a preacher. And I hate to say this about preachers, but we should definitely talk about this in a minute, because preachers have this one typical look. They wear these real big, long, baggy suits with the baggy jacket, the baggy pants, the whole 9 yards. Now, the deal is people are, what they're doing what's called tailoring their trousers, right? So that they fit you. Not so that it's a skinny fit, not so that it's, you know, ball crunching. You can see how much change in your pocket, but some men do, but you don't have to go that far as well. But the whole premise is to get clothing that fit, right? And there's a proper way to have your clothes fit you. You don't have to have it too big, you don't have to have it too skinny as well, or too short or too long. Now, too long to me would be dragging the ground. I still see guys who wear their pants where the back of it touches the ground. You know, some of the dudes in our age group who grew up, our parents, that's what they did. They wear the real long pants. Sometimes they touch the ground. That's just way too long. In my estimation, it's too long. If you came to see me and you were a client, say, hey, Mike, I want you to make me a suit. Tell me what I need to do. I'm going to go with it. It would be at least to the top of your shoe. It would hit you right there. So as you're walking, you'd be able to see your sock or your ankle, but it wouldn't be so much so that if you were like me, you're going to see your ankle whether you're standing still or not. Yeah. That's not for everyone. I know that.
I know this one suit guy said a suit's supposed to hug you, but it's not supposed to squeeze you. And
that's true.
I take that seriously. Like it should hug you, but not squeeze you. So
that's true.
Yeah. Hey, look, just to kind of, I guess you could say, to give you all a view of like, even though this is a picture of what Mike called a fake page, I'm gonna show you all, like, this is Mike's page, even though that's his picture. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody wanted to mimic his appearance and create a page, I guess, dedicated to Mike. And that's how you know you made it, when you start getting fake pages, yo.
Right.
When people start creating pages for you, but as you can see in his suit, got the loafers on.
I can't see nothing.
You can't see nothing? I shared the screen.
There it is. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Shared the screen. But you see his pants stay above his ankles.
And you know what you don't see? Feet. You don't see feet, okay? You don't see feet. So there you have it. That's a well-dressed man. He ain't even exposing his toes. So y'all take note of that. Take note of that.
So, but hey, Jason, leave that picture up for 1 second.
I got you. I got you. Here we go.
Yeah. So for me, and Jay Wendell, you said this, your suit should hug you but not squeeze you, right? Yeah. So you can see mine is a very tailored suit. Like, I like my suits a little bit more tailored, and you know, that whole 9 yards. So you can see the pant leg is a little bit slimmer. You can see, you know, my ankles, so forth and so on. My jacket, you can see my arms somewhat, my chest somewhat, my waist, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Now, I wear mine like this, and it takes a lot of work. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is the reason why I stay in the gym like this. So I can wear my clothes like this, because I like wearing my clothes like this. Now, for some men, that's too much, and I get it. And I would not put all men in this, because not all men would feel comfortable in it. The one thing we got to do when we build stuff or make clothes for men, or women for that matter, is it has to be something you feel totally comfortable in, right? Whether it's the color, whether it's the fit, or whatever the case might be. Yeah. They both have to work for you. So it's not necessarily making something for me, it's for you.
So Mike, when we wear these, you know, these thin leg, I don't know if you call them pencil leg, I don't know what you call them, to be honest with you, but I know the tapered pant, man, when I get out the car, man, my knees be hurting. What's up with that?
Because
like the pant is tight around my knee or whatever.
Somebody's made your pants too tight.
Okay.
So what happens is, and this is a little trick in the industry, so what you have to do to get a tapered leg right, to get it really right, is you want to do it based on your knee. So from your knee down is really where the leg kind of tapers at. So you want to make sure that as you fit the knee, that you get it right. That way, when you sit down, Jay Wendell, your pants aren't stuck at your knee and you got to pull them down.
But they don't get stuck. They're not that tight, but I know, like, when I'm in my car, and I do appreciate what you're saying, and I'm glad I asked this question. And before we go, I got another question I really wanted to ask you. Men are now wearing these slacks that look like sweatpants. I was in the mirror last night because I bought 2 pair of them, trying to figure that out. What is the secret to that?
So explain to me what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
The slacks that got the drawstrings in them. They look
like the joggers.
Huh?
Joggers.
Huh?
Yeah. Joggers.
No, they're slacks. They're slacks like similar to what I got on right now. They're slacks.
And they got a
Right.
drawstring in the waist.
They got a string in the waist, yeah.
No, they're joggers.
But you can't jog them. They made a slack.
That's just what they call.
But
Well,
that's
let
what
Mike
they're
explain.
called.
Let me see what Mike got to
Jason is
say.
right. That's what they're called. They're called joggers. And Jay Wendell, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a pretty cool look because what it does is it combines suiting fabric with a tracksuit look. So the track pants, but it's the same fabric, excuse me, but it's made of a tracksuit kind of style. And it's a pretty cool thing to do. So you can wear it with a regular shirt. You can wear it with like the polo shirt you have on right now. You can wear it with a t-shirt. You can wear it with sneakers. You can wear it with loafers. You know, you can dress it up. You can dress it down. It's just another thing that you could put in your closet to kind of give you a different kind of look. So if you were going on a yacht party or if you were going to a white party or something like that, you could wear something like that and be absolutely okay in doing it. I love those. I got several pair myself. I love those things.
I just bought 2 pair myself, and I said I'm gonna figure out how to wear these things. And I think what I did was I doubled up the cuff, like I rolled it over one time, rolled it up.
No.
Don't do that, man.
No, don't do it.
Then I wasted them. I don't know what to do.
No. I'm gonna tell you how to fix that. So here's the deal, right? Tailoring. Let me just share a secret with you guys. Fit is everything. FIT. Fit is everything. Once you get fit right, you're gonna always look good. So Jay Wendell, all you need to do is simply have somebody perform a small alteration, make the trouser length a little shorter to where you like it, and you don't have to roll it up.
Okay.
So
tennis shoes. What kind of shoes go with that?
You can wear tennis shoes. You can wear loafers. You can wear any kind of shoes, basically. And let me just give you all another little hint. This is something. I mean, I go overboard, of course, because I'm in this industry. But every stitch of clothing I have is tailored. Everything. My sweatsuits are tailored. My jeans are tailored. Of course, my suits are tailored. My shirt. Everything I own, for the most part, is all tailored. Because sometimes I'll buy a sweatsuit or have a sweatsuit made, and the length of the trousers are too long. I'll just have my tailor cut them down for me to the exact size I want. I'm back in business. I'm good.
Gotcha.
So
we need to have our own tailor then.
That's me, Jay Wendell. Stop it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, okay, you got it, bro.
No, but Jay Wendell, he's not saying that you don't need to have your own tailor.
No, he's saying he's the tailor. He's our tailor. He's the Gordon Brothers tailor. So
okay, yes, sir. Got it. We got
Michael Johnson is the Gordon Brothers tailor. He's gonna fit you right. You have your suit cut like a bag of dope, man. He's gonna have you looking good.
Hey, come on now. We on family. Oh, this ain't family TV. I forgot.
Yeah.
He gonna have you looking good.
Hey, yeah, but that's the whole deal. I mean, that's what I love doing.
And ladies,
that's what I love doing for my clients. Just making sure that all your clothes fit you well. Like, it's no reason for us as men, especially in our 40s, 50s, and 60s, because we have it to do. Most of us do. A majority of us probably do. To go to see somebody to say, hey man, look, my pants are a little too long, they're a little too tight. What can I do about it? My suit don't fit me exactly like I want. How do I get this to fit me just right? You know, I'm coming out of COVID. I gained 10 pounds. This suit used to fit me great, but now it's a little tight. What can I do to get it looking right? I might not want to spend another $1,000 on a suit, but I do want to save this one. What could you do to help? So we can also, it's a ton of options out here, things we can do to kind of help. But that would definitely help, Jay Wendell.
Hey, you be throwing that $1,000 around like it's lunch, boy. God damn, $1,000 tailors.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
I'm gonna get there, Mike. I'm telling you. And I ain't saying all these things because I'm criticizing you. I'm saying all these things because you set goals for me that I wasn't ready for. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get there.
I got you.
Ladies, don't sleep because these brims that we've been talking about, Michael Johnson can fit y'all too, because ladies are wearing these fedoras too.
Yeah, they're unisex, by the way. Everything I sell is unisex, hat-wise, because you know what? I'm glad you said that, Jason. One of the things I learned in selling hats, we used to sell ladies' hats and then men's hats as well. But my women started buying more of the men's style hats than they were buying the women. And so about 4 years ago, I decided I wasn't going to sell any more just straight up women hats. I'm just selling unisex because most of my clients are ladies. Believe it or not, 90% of my clients who wear hats are ladies.
Dang, that's why you're into all this feet and shit, because you serving ladies. That's what that's all about. He trying
back on the feet again.
Hey, look.
He in the feet and fingernails and all that other bullshit. That's too much metrosexuality for me, man.
Hey, but that actually goes both ways, because if most of his clients are women, he knows what the women want to see. So if he knows what the women want to see, You know what I'm saying? Might
At
as
some
well-
point in time,
might
we
as well
men
put
got to
you
draw the
in game.
line. We ain't doing certain shit.
No, you ain't. You
Okay,
ain't.
fine. Me.
Hey, listen, all of
He
this
said
stuff
it. He
goes
said
together.
it. That's right.
It all goes. It's like good grooming. I mean, having your fingernails on, all that stuff. It's just good grooming. That's all it is. You know what I mean? It's now. I agree. There's some things I probably wouldn't do as a man. It's just some things I'm not going to do. Now there are other things like good groom, my fingernails, my toenails, all that kind of stuff, shaving, all that kind of stuff, man. It's just in line with what I do. And plus, being on TV, you know, and all the rest of that kind of stuff. Jay Wonder, you know this, being on TV, you gotta have, when they interview you, I mean, all that stuff has got to be airtight.
That's true. I don't think they focusing on my finger. My fingernails ain't bad. They nice man hands. So I'm cool with it. And I appreciate those. I appreciate those folks.
Hey, Mike,
let me say this.
Hey, hold on.
I appreciate those who pay that attention to themselves. It's just that I don't have that kind of time.
Hey, Mike, tell them how to get in touch with you, man. How to get in touch with you. Where's your shop located? Go ahead and fill us in on these last few minutes.
I appreciate that.
And slowly mention the address because I'm typing it in the chat.
Got you. Thank you. So first of all, let me just say this to all three of you, to Jason, Jeff, Jay Wendell, guys. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me on. Thank you for being clients. I appreciate you. I know you could have had anybody on tonight to talk about this, and I appreciate you, the fact that you have asked me to do it. So here we go. I am in Prince George's County. If you're ever in the DMV, which we are 20 minutes north of Washington, D.C., I am in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. The address is 14412.
14412.
Yep, Old OLD Mill Road, Suite 201. And again, that's Upper Marlboro, Maryland, 20772. And then you can find us on the web at www.jlmichaels.com.
So Stephanie said, no woman wants a man's claws scratching her legs. I guess she'd rather his feet feel softer than a pair of titties scratching, rubbing up and down her legs, huh?
That'd be me.
Yeah.
She want a man's feet feel softer than a pair of titties.
That's me right there, Jay.
That ain't me.
That's him right there, Jay Wonder. That's his. That's his right there. That's him. That's him right there. You see,
look, we're gonna be right back at y'all next week. It's been a tremendous episode of In Brotherly Love. Michael Johnson, look, we really, really appreciate you. And no, we couldn't have not have been talking to anybody else about this subject. You are the penultimate, the preeminent haberdasherer when it comes to male fashion, when it comes to female fashion. You are preeminent, and we're grateful to have you to bless our show with your presence and your information and advice. So we truly appreciate you being here, the consultation, the jokes aside and everything else, man. You're a wonderful human being. You got a great product, and your prices are very competitive and reasonable. So everybody, if you want a nice, fine tailored suit, go see Michael Johnson. If you want a nice brim like I got, go see Michael Johnson, because he's right there in Prince George's County. He's one of us. He grew up in Southeast DC, maintained his space in Maryland. So look, he's straight from the DMV. He's a home guy. So we rock with him. And we'll see y'all next week on In Brotherly Love. Jason and Jeff, y'all take it from here.
Yeah, I'll jump in. This has been another exciting episode of In Brotherly Love. We'll be right back at you next week. Yo, Brother Mike, I appreciate you coming on board, man. And I appreciate the hookup.
You done turned his life around.
Yeah, stage me, bro. I'm coming back to see you this week. I got events going on this weekend. I gotta be fitted right, so I'll be down there to see you. Pull my little hat to the side, bro. You already know what it is.
I got you. Oh, by the way, real quick, y'all doing a Kappa takeover in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Where?
I think it's at the Harbor on the 18th.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Well, that's Juneteenth, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it because I do
it's Juneteenth.
That's
family.
Yeah, but I mean, I know a bunch of people will be there, and I understand. I got to talk to the brothers. We got to coordinate. We got
to figure this thing out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, if anybody needs anything for the takeover, please stop by and see me. I'm not far from the harbor. I'm about 40 minutes away. I got 40 minutes away. So we got you. Take care. All the noobs, we're gonna have a discount for you. So come on through.
Hey,
again, and for everybody, look, on June 11th, look, we're doing a fundraiser day. Mike, do you know about the fundraiser day party up in Columbia?
I
gotta send you an invitation. Fundraiser day party at the Manor.
Where he at right now?
Maryland, in Columbia, Maryland. We're gonna have a fundraiser /day party. It costs $100, but That ain't nothing to you because we spend 16, 1700,000. that ain't even 10%. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So Mike, but Mike, seriously, I would love to have you there. And now that you made your appearance on the show, I think other people would love to see you there, see how you really get down. Because Mike, what you see is what you get. Like he gonna come in here and fly. And when he walks into the room, he gonna make a statement. You know what I mean? The statement's like, "I'm here, motherfuckers." You know what I mean? That's how it's gonna go down. So Mike, I gotta have you there. It's my personal invitation to you. Be there on June 11th. I'm gonna send you the invitation as soon as I get offline.
So, but hold on real quick. So the Silver Fox Squad is going on tour. Our first tour date is June 11th.
Oh,
so I'm gonna be in Houston. But what I'll do, send me the thing and I'll still donate. How about that?
Now I don't touch campaign money, so I'm gonna let the people who the fundraisers for, let them collect their own money.
Okay.
So money will be collected at the door, but there'll be a next time and there'll be another time. So we look forward to seeing you.
That'll work.
Hey, Labor Day might not be a bad idea to have
Labor Day. They ain't got nothing better to do. Cookout.
Labor Day ain't got nothing better to do. Cookout, bro. We might have to talk to see what we get on.
Y'all done forgot. These folks don't come around for free now. They ain't come around just. They come around to collect the check. Tell them, Mike.
Hey,
Mike.
Go. We know how it goes. Let's see what's up.
And on a serious note, though, Jeff, I need to holler at you after the show about a couple of things. And Jay Wendell, I got a couple of attorney things I might need to holler at you about, man. I'm in search of an attorney right now. I got some things I'm gonna need some quality help on, some
court order because your probation when you fly out of town.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Hey,
not necessarily.
It's all good. No, anything, man. And these are just jokes. I'm just playing with you.
I got you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the baby of the bunch. Once again, another episode of In Brotherly Love. Like Jay Wendell said, no, we couldn't have had anybody else. You were the request. You were the request. As soon as we were like, yo, what we gonna talk about? All right, let's talk about fashion. Yo, hit up Mike Johnson, yo. Hit him up, yo. I was like, all right, bet. So we couldn't have had anybody. We had to have you, or we would have talked about something else.
Appreciate
it. We'll talk.
Real talk. That's real talk.
Yeah, but Mike, man, it's always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to do business with you. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be afraid. Jay Wendell called him the Mad Hatter, but he is a custom clothier. He is a haberdasher. He does it all, but don't be afraid to go get you a nice, fresh brim. Mike put me on to the Newsboys because I wouldn't have touched the Newsboys if it wasn't for Mike Johnson, and I get a lot of compliments on all of them. Actually, I got 3 Newsboys now. I went from 1 to 3 just to show you just the way that Mike works, man. Because once you get the compliments and you feel that energy that you get when you know that you look good, it filters off into other parts of your life. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give Mike Johnson the last words, and then we're going to be right out of here. And we
got Courtney and Cindy too, but I guess
Courtney and Sydney. Yeah, Courtney and Sydney hadn't said anything. I think we got some comments in the chat, but if y'all want to say something real quick,
since you're part of the virtual studio audience,
yeah, go and say hi to the people, Courtney and Sydney, if you're on and live.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say something real quick. Just want to say again, thank you, and really, it's been an honor to be on. I know, again, you could have had anybody else, but I'm blessed, man, to be with you guys. And just real quick, I want to give out my IG page. So if you're on IG, please go out and follow me there. I put out a whole bunch of content. I have a podcast as well that I'm getting ready to launch. I'm gonna take it from live to podcast on June 6th, the first Monday in June. It's called Mandatory Conversations. Mandatory Conversations podcast with Mike Johnson. And basically, it's going to be some of what we're doing now. It's all related to men. It's all about how do we improve? How do we become greater, especially as Black men? So this whole podcast is going to be dedicated. We're going to talk about sex, marriage, toenails, relationships. We're going to talk about all these different things. Oh, and then we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about legal things. Just how do we become better as Black men? So join me there. My IG page is I_am_he, Mr. Johnson. I know that's a lot of underscores, but I try to get in Isabel. So I am he, Mr. Johnson, underscores all over the place. I_, so forth and so on.
Oh, under all of those words, I underscore am.
I am he, Mr. Johnson, underscore underneath all of those.
Boy, you don't type that fast. It's time to go.
Yes,
No, just look up Mike Johnson out of Prince George's County, with Upper Marlboro, Maryland. You should be able to do a search and find him real easy. I found him real easy. He's out there.
yeah.
But
Hey,
Jason got you on the chat.
yep. So thank you all. Thank everybody. And we'll be right back at y'all next week. Y'all have a great one.
Been a brotherly love. Peace.
Yeah.